in a world that constantly asks a woman to do more, be more, prove more. The true power lies in mastering the unseen. It is not the spotlight, but the silence before the light where transformation truly begins. Daily habits are not just routines. They are rituals, sacred agreements between who you are now and who you are becoming. The quality of your life is not shaped by what you do once a month or once a year. It is shaped by what you choose to do every single day, especially when no one is watching. These 10 habits may seem small, but when mastered, they do not just change your schedule. They change your spirit. There is a moment in the early hours of each day that most never truly notice. It is the time before the world wakes up. When the air is still, the light is soft, and the noise of thought has not yet taken over. This moment is sacred. It is not just the start of a day. It is the beginning of everything that will follow. To honor the morning is to reclaim the first breath of life that belongs to you and only you. It is to rise not out of urgency, but out of reverence. Before the mind is filled with plans, before the phone is unlocked, before the demands of others reach your ears, choose stillness. When you wake, don't rush, don't escape the quiet. Sit, breathe, let your eyes open slowly, not to screens, but to the space around you. Feel your body lying there, warm, alive, aware. Every morning, your body is reborn. You are given the rare opportunity to meet yourself again. From the beginning, there is wisdom in how you begin. If you wake in haste, the day will carry that momentum. If you wake with purpose, the day will unfold in presence. The habit of honoring the morning teaches you that life is not something that happens to you. It is something you respond to moment by moment. This is the time to listen, not to others, but to your own breath, to the sound of the wind outside, to the rhythm of your heartbeat. Let silence speak to you. In the quiet, you will hear what the busy world often drowns out: your intuition, your truth, your direction. Create a ritual, even if it is small. Light a candle, drink warm water, stretch, read a line of poetry, journal for 5 minutes. These are not rules. These are anchors, tools to root your awareness into the present. When repeated each day, they do not merely fill time. They open space. Be cautious with what you allow into your field in those first moments. If you begin the day with social media, news, noise, comparison, you are feeding the mind confusion before it has found its clarity. Instead, choose to begin by going inward. Give yourself to yourself before giving yourself to the world. The morning is not about productivity. It is about preparation, not for tasks, but for presence. A centered mind makes better decisions. A calm heart speaks more clearly. An aligned body moves with strength and grace. All of this is planted in the morning, not when the sun rises, but when you do. When you make honoring the morning a habit, you begin to notice the subtle changes. You are no longer thrown around by chaos. You begin to respond rather than react. Your relationships feel lighter. Your work gains clarity. Your emotions don't control you because you have already centered yourself before the world arrived. This is the quiet power of the morning. It does not ask for attention. It does not beg to be used. But for those who are willing to wake with intention, it offers transformation. The way you begin is the way you continue. Start from stillness, and you will carry it with you. Start with gratitude, and your eyes will seek beauty throughout the day. Start with yourself, and you will not lose yourself. Each morning is a door. You can walk through it unconsciously, or you can step through it with awareness, The choice every single day is yours, and from that choice, your life begins again. There is wisdom stored within the body, ancient, silent, and often forgotten. In a world that encourages speed, convenience, and comfort, the body quietly waits for its moment to be remembered. It is more than a vessel. It is a temple, a messenger, and a bridge between your thoughts and your reality. To command the body each day is not an act of vanity or ego. It is an act of discipline, devotion, and deep self-respect. Movement is not simply exercise. It is communication. When you move with intention, you awaken energy that lies dormant. You tell your muscles to stay alert. You remind your bones that they are strong. You inform your heart that it's time to beat with rhythm and power. Movement is life expressing itself. To neglect it is to silence something sacred within you. The body is not designed to remain still for long. Stillness has its place in meditation, in reflection, but stillness of the body without purpose leads to stagnation. When you rise in the morning and engage your body through mindful movement, you do not just stretch muscles. You stretch your awareness. You transition from sleep to wakefulness, not with caffeine or noise, but through deliberate physical engagement. Every woman carries within her a reservoir of strength. It may not always be visible on the surface, but it exists. In the way she stands, in the way she walks, in the way she lifts, holds, or bends, that strength is not gifted. It is cultivated. And the cultivation begins with daily practice. You don't need hours. You don't need equipment. You need only presence and consistency. A few minutes of guided movement can do more for your mind than an hour of distraction. Whether it is martial arts, yoga, walking, or flowing through simple functional exercises, the goal is not perfection. The goal is connection. Connection to your limbs, your balance, your breath. When the body is activated, the mind becomes sharper, clearer, more prepared to face the demands of the day. When the body is weak or tired, the mind suffers. Thoughts become heavy. Emotions linger longer than they should. But when the body is trained, even gently, even briefly, it becomes a source of power. It becomes your ally. It reminds you that no matter how chaotic the outer world is, your inner structure remains strong. There is also humility in physical training. The body does not lie. It reveals where you are flexible and where you are stuck. It shows you where you avoid discomfort and where you embrace it. Through consistent movement, you not only grow stronger, you become more honest with yourself. You begin to respect effort. You begin to notice progress. And in that noticing, confidence is born. There is also healing in movement. The body stores emotion in the shoulders, in the hips, in the chest. Through breath and motion, these emotions can be released. Old stories, carried in posture and tension, begin to dissolve. The body speaks through aches, tightness, and fatigue. When you listen and respond with care, the body begins to trust you again. This habit is not about appearance. It is not about shaping the body into someone else's standard. It is about reclaiming your energy, your power, and your presence. A trained body does not have to be perfect. It has to be alive. And aliveness comes from engagement, not from avoidance. The way you nourish yourself is a reflection of the way you see yourself. Each bite you take, each sip you drink, is a choice to respect your body or to burden it. Nourishment is not simply the act of eating to fill hunger. It is a form of communication, a relationship with life itself. What you consume becomes your energy, your emotions, your thoughts, your strength. To nourish with awareness is to treat eating and drinking as a sacred act, not unconscious habit. In modern life, food is often rushed, mindless, or used as an escape. Eating becomes a background activity done while scrolling, watching, or hurrying. But the body does not digest stress. It digests calm, presence, and appreciation. When you slow down and eat with awareness, the body receives more than just nutrients. It receives gratitude, balance, and harmony. Begin by being present with what you are about to eat. Look at your food, smell it. Acknowledge the journey it took to reach your plate. The soil, the sun, the water, the hands that prepared it. This practice awakens appreciation. It also cultivates mindfulness, reminding you that nourishment begins long before the first bite. Chew slowly, taste fully. Do not rush. Let your body register the signals it gives you. When it is hungry, when it is satisfied. Overeating is not always caused by greed, it is often caused by disconnection. When you eat too fast, the body cannot keep up with the signals. When you eat with presence, you begin to hear what your body truly needs and how much is enough. Hydration is just as sacred. Water is life, yet many go through the day forgetting it entirely. Your cells require it, your skin reflects it. Your focus depends on it. Begin your day with water. Drink it throughout your hours. Let it cleanse you from within. The simple act of drinking water can become a ritual of purification, not just of the body, but of the mind. Be mindful of what you consume, not just in terms of food and drink, but also in quality. Choose what energizes rather than what sedates. Choose what supports clarity rather than what creates fog. This does not mean you must be rigid or severe. It means you must be conscious. You must be awake to the impact of your choices. You will begin to notice how different foods make you feel. Some leave you sluggish, others leave you clear. Some burden the gut, others lift the mood. When you are aware, you begin to align your nourishment with your natural state of vitality. You begin to choose out of respect, not just out of habit. There is also emotional nourishment. Often, people eat not because of hunger, but because of pain, boredom, or anxiety. When you eat with awareness, you begin to recognize these patterns. You begin to ask deeper questions. Am I hungry for food? Or am I hungry for peace? Am I seeking comfort from a plate or from within? With this insight, change becomes possible, not through control, but through understanding. Nourishing yourself is not an act of indulgence. It is an act of alignment. When your food is clean, your thoughts are clearer. When your hydration is steady, your energy flows without interruption. When your choices are conscious, your body responds with balance. Your mind is a garden, and every thought that enters is a seed. Some thoughts grow into strength, clarity, and peace. Others grow into doubt, fear, and confusion. What determines the direction of your inner world is not how intelligent you are, but how carefully you choose what you allow in. Protecting your mental space is not selfish. It is necessary. It is the boundary that separates who you truly are from the noise of everything you are not. Every day, your attention is pulled in countless directions. Screens, voices, messages, opinions, demands. Without intention, your inner space becomes cluttered. You begin to carry the weight of things that do not belong to you. You feel heavy, distracted, and restless without knowing why. This is what happens when you allow the outer world to pour endlessly into your inner world. To protect your mental space is to become the guardian of your thoughts. You must observe what you listen to, what you watch, who you speak with, and how those things leave you feeling. Not all information is knowledge. Not all noise is truth. Not all company is nourishment. The power lies in awareness, in noticing the moment something enters your mind and asking, does this serve my peace or does it disturb it? In the same way you would not leave your door open for anyone to walk into your home, do not leave your mind open for anything to walk into your thoughts. You must be selective, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Your mind is where your life begins. If it becomes polluted, so does your perception. If it remains clean, your path becomes clear. Start by reducing mental clutter. Silence is not emptiness, it is clarity. Take time each day to disconnect from noise. Even for a few minutes, sit in stillness. Observe your thoughts without judgment. Let the mind settle like water in a glass that has been shaken. Only in stillness can you see what is truly there. Be mindful of digital consumption. What you see and hear online does not disappear. It stays with you. The images, the comparisons, the conflicts, they shape your inner dialogue. Limit what you absorb. Curate what you follow. Not everything deserves your energy. And not every voice deserves your attention. Choose quality over quantity. Choose depth over distraction. Also, be aware of your inner speech. What you say to yourself becomes your reality. Speak with kindness, not just to others, but to your own mind. Replace criticism with compassion. Replace fear with curiosity. Replace judgment with understanding. This is how you build a mind that supports you instead of sabotaging you. Your environment matters. Surround yourself with people who uplift your thoughts, not those who drain them. Engage in conversations that expand your perspective, not those that confine it. Your circle should not just be familiar. It should be aligned. Protecting your mental space includes protecting your energy from the influence of others who are lost in their own chaos. Remember, a focused mind is a powerful tool. A distracted mind is a prisoner. You have the ability to train your focus. Through breath, through meditation, through conscious effort. Do not wait for the world to become quiet. Instead, learn to find quiet within, no matter the noise outside. To protect your mental space is to take full responsibility for your inner state. It is to build a place within yourself that remains calm even when storms arrive. When you do this daily, you begin to carry peace with you. Not because life is perfect, but because your mind no longer reacts to everything that is not. Throughout the day, we gather much more than we realize. Not just physical things, but emotions, tensions, fragments of conversations, moments of stress, disappointment, or unspoken frustration. These experiences accumulate quietly. In the shoulders, in the chest, in the back of the mind. Left unattended, they form emotional weight. You may not see it, but you begin to feel it. A sense of heaviness, irritability, anxiety, or fatigue with no clear source. This is why the practice of inner cleansing must become a daily ritual. Not an occasional escape. Cleansing the body is simple. You bathe. You brush your teeth. You wash your hands. But what about the inner world? What about the emotions you carry day after day? The thoughts you never speak? The tension you suppress? Just like the body needs her to stay clean, the heart and mind need space to let go. Without that space, you begin to live reactively instead of intentionally. To cleanse emotionally is not to run from what you feel. It is to meet your feelings with honesty and then release them through understanding. Anger, sadness, envy, fear. These are not enemies. They are visitors. When you resist them, they stay longer. When you acknowledge them, they begin to move. There are many ways to practice inner cleansing, and none require perfection. A few minutes of journaling at the end of the day can bring clarity. Putting thoughts onto paper removes them from the mind. When you write without judgment, you begin to see your own patterns, your repeated worries, your deepest needs. Awareness is the first step to release. Another path is through breath. Conscious breathing is one of the most powerful ways to release emotion from the body. Slow, deep breaths send a signal to the nervous system that you are safe. They shift the body from stress into calm. With each exhale, imagine letting go of what no longer serves you. Even 5 minutes of mindful breathing can change your state completely. Movement is also a form of cleansing. Emotions are energy, and energy must move. Walk, stretch, dance, flow. Not to burn calories, but to unburden yourself. Feel where the body is tight, where it holds pain, and offer it compassion through motion. Sometimes, the body releases what the mind cannot explain. Another essential practice is forgiveness, not just of others, but of yourself. Often, the heaviest burden we carry is the one we place on our own shoulders, the things we said, the things we didn't say, the mistakes we made, the expectations we failed to meet. To forgive is not to forget. It is to release the need to carry that weight into tomorrow. Silence can also be a form of cleansing. Turning off external noise, even briefly, creates room to hear what's inside. In silence, you can sit with yourself not as a critic, but as a companion. No need to fix, perform, or achieve, just to be. And in that being, healing begins. Inner cleansing is not dramatic. It does not demand attention. It is quiet, steady, and deeply personal. But over time, it becomes transformative. You become lighter, not because life becomes easier, but because you no longer carry what is not yours. You become more present, more grounded, more available to joy. Do not wait till you feel overwhelmed to release. Make it a part of your daily rhythm, like brushing your teeth or washing your face. Each day, ask yourself gently, what am I holding that I no longer need? What can I set down so I can move forward with more grace? Let go. Not once, but again and again. This is not weakness. This is strength. The strength to face what is inside, to feel it, to honor it, and then to free yourself from its grip. Only with empty hands can you fully receive what life has to offer next. As the day draws to a close, most people simply collapse into sleep as if it were the end of a long, exhausting performance. But sleep is not the end. It is a return to stillness, to balance, to restoration. It is the final temple of each day, and like any sacred space, it deserves respect. To sleep like a master is to treat the act not as an escape, but as a preparation. A transition from external noise to internal harmony. The hours before sleep determine the quality of the rest you receive. If the mind is racing, if the body is tense, if emotions are unresolved, then sleep becomes a struggle rather than a release. Even when the body is still, the mind may remain restless. It is not merely about the number of hours you lie in bed. It is about how deeply you let go and how fully you allow restoration to happen. Preparation for sleep begins before the lights go out. The body, like nature, follows rhythm and cycle. When you slow down gently as the evening comes, the nervous system begins to shift. The breath deepens. The senses become quiet. If you transition with intention, the body and mind enter sleep as welcomed guests, not as intruders. You create a ritual before bed that allows the body to understand the day is ending and rest is beginning. This ritual doesn't have to be complex. It could be as simple as dimming the lights, making tea, or washing your face with attention. It could be writing down your thoughts so they no longer spin in your head. Or simply sitting in stillness, breathing deeply, and thanking the day for what it gave and for what it took. Reflection is a powerful tool in the evening. Not judgment, not criticism, but simple observation. Ask yourself, what did I learn today? What moved me? What challenged me? What am I holding on to that I can release? By doing this, you clear the mind of unresolved thoughts and plant seeds of awareness for the days to come. Avoid overstimulation in the final hour. Screens, news, arguments. They pull your energy outward when it should be turning inward. Sleep is a sacred withdrawal from the world. To rest deeply, you must step away from the noise that constantly demands your attention. This is not about restriction. It is about honoring your own energy. The physical space where you sleep matters. Let it be clean, calm, and comfortable. Let it invite rest. When you enter your sleeping place, let your body understand here. There is nothing to do, nothing to prove, nothing to achieve, only release. When the body feels safe, it rests. When the mind feels heard, it quiets. When the emotions are honored, they settle. Sleep is the natural result of alignment. If you meet the evening with the same presence you bring to the morning, rest becomes not only deeper, it becomes healing. Each night, you are given the chance to let go of the roles you play, the identity, the responsibilities, the expectations. You return to your original self, breath, stillness, and awareness. To sleep like a master is to surrender fully, to allow your being to retreat, restore, and prepare to rise again, not as a continuation of stress, but as a renewal of strength. Rest is not weakness, it's wisdom. The wisdom to know that even in stillness, growth continues. Even in silence, healing happens. And even in sleep, your inner work carries on. Gently, quietly, beneath the surface. To master your life, begin by mastering your day. To master your day, begin by mastering a single moment. And in that moment, choose discipline over distraction, presence over pressure, purpose over noise. The habits you nurture today will become the strength, peace, and grace you carry into every tomorrow.